How
How
have you been anyway, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Bells?
I'm good. I mean, since I spoke to you 2 days ago, was it?
Oh, less than that. Less than that. No, it was 2 days ago. Yeah, got a little life update, which was nice. Um, I mean, you're one of the people I like to try and keep in contact with a lot, and because you're, an interesting guy, you're always out and about doing something. As Adam says, out and
You're
about.
too
So,
kind.
yeah, so it's nice to, just to catch up and kind of hear what you're doing, especially since you're in Asia right now. And I was just there, so it's nice to see what you've been doing, kind of remembering it myself. And so yeah, but other than that, I've been good. Busy, not busy. I don't even know. I'm just in England, so there's not really anything happening. Just kind of tagging along until the next thing comes about, really.
But I know it's so weird. Well, to me, it's so weird seeing you actually in England because you're normally always somewhere,
I
like
know.
doing something. And does it not just eat you up, just being
Uh,
at home,
a
waking up and
bit.
just
I
looking out
mean,
the same window?
yeah. I mean, it's nice to have the kind of to just relax a bit and I can wake up a bit late. I can just all I'm doing at the moment is playing golf, which is nice. Like it's just a complete kind of step back from what I was doing, when I was out in Australia and then traveling. So it's nice to kind of just have that whole relaxing and not really have any expectations for myself of the day. And just have a little bit of time to myself to kind of gather um gather myself and my surroundings and then prepare myself for another stint probably of early mornings, lots of work, and so on if I head back to Australia. But yeah, so I'm kind of just enjoying the peace and the quiet for now, and then soon enough it will be busy again.
So it's like the calm before the storm, basically.
Yeah, I suppose. Although I say calm when I've been on the golf course, it's not been very calm because it's been some days pretty good, some days pretty bad, and I feel like at this point I should be better than I am. So yeah, not so
That's
much calm.
part of it, though. I was just thinking about that though because when we meet back up in Australia in the new year.
Uh,
Because, well, I'm not going to say that we were similar levels at golf. You were definitely better than me. But
mm,
we could have a round together where it wouldn't get
yeah,
frustrating that one of us is worse than the other.
I know, yeah. I mean, I played with a mate yesterday, and I'm sure you won't mind me saying, but we had a max limit of 8 on every hole, and he he took 8 shots off the tee on one of the holes.
Oh my, off the
So
tee.
yeah, because
What
he
hole was
literally
it?
couldn't hit it further than like 4 yards. So he would like just pick it up and redo it, and pick it up and redo it. So no, we used to have a bit of fun. Like you had a great little hole out on when we had a little Newcastle trip. If you remember, you had that really long
Yeah,
chip.
that was
That was a
beautiful.
good
That was
one.
a beautiful
I
one.
chipped in
I'll be
yesterday, actually.
reliving that.
It was,
How
yeah,
far
that was
from?
good. Like just off the green, so it wasn't a par. But your trip was great. That was a good day, actually.
No, we've hit some class shots. Like not just well, some lucky and some
You
not.
have, not me. You slam dunked it from like 60 yards out when it bounced out of the cup.
You're giving me way too much credit than I deserve here because
Yeah,
both know I drop so many more shots than I make up for throughout
yeah,
a
but
whole
those,
round.
those the shots that you do make are pretty cool. I'll give you that. I'll give you
It's a
that.
highlight reel. That's all it is.
Yeah,
It's all about the
exactly.
highlight
You're a
reel. That's
highlight player.
life's
I'm
like
not gonna say
Instagram now.
super highlight. I like.
Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, I enjoy it being out there though, because for me it's so relaxing regardless. Because I remember was it the first time we went? No, was it your birthday?
Yeah,
We
we
went out.
played in Avalon up at Northern
Yeah.
Beaches. That was fun. That was fun. It was longer than we expected, but it was fun actually. Ended up taking us all
Yeah,
like three
with
and a
Casey
half
waiting in the
hours.
van.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
But we were taking it so casually though. Like that's exactly what I love about golf.
yeah,
Because I
grabbed
knew
the
if I were to
beer.
take it seriously, I'd get so frustrated.
No, that was good. We hit a
Way
couple
too
good shots,
frustrated.
some nice drives actually. But like that day was kind of just perfect for golf, wasn't it? It's just, and that's what I think ours is really good for. It's there's so like you said, there's so many golf courses. It's so just decent weather all the time to play. Like they don't really care about what you're wearing. It's not like here where you will only really get on if you're wearing nice clothes and if you're dressed up to the nines. But out there, it's just wear whatever you want. and to have a beer, go out and play, and it's really, really nice. So I do miss that.
So do you have to get dressed up for your course at home?
Not really, but me and my mates just kind of like dressing up a bit because then we feel like we're decent, even though we're not. Like there was one of our club, this club near us. We owe them so much money because we just walked on the little course. Just back when we first started playing, because we weren't good enough to do like the proper courses, so we do these little parties, and we would just dress up because we worked out if you looked the part and you all had golf clubs, they wouldn't question you on the course. So like if you were like a group of like 5 guys, you know, in their like 20s that are wearing sweatpants and like have one set of clubs between the 5, then they come and question you and all that. But they never ever asked us. So we probably owe them like a good couple grand in green fees from how much we used to go there. But ever since then we've enjoyed wearing the outfit, so it is quite nice. And I feel like
Yeah,
I
no, it's nice to
should
dress
at this
up for
point.
it though.
Yeah, I feel like I should be dressing up at this point. I've been playing long enough now, where I should own clothes and so on.
Yeah, but how nice of a feeling is it though when you walk on dressing in just absolute your
Yeah,
tatters
that's
and like
nice.
your joggers or
That's nice.
whatever, and then
Yeah,
someone looks over is like, "This is gonna be a shit shot," and you just
and
ping
that's actually
one
decent. Yeah.
just onto the edge of the green from like 80 yards, 90 yards.
Yeah, I know.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, where are you at the moment? You're in a little. Are you in a hostel in Bali?
No, we haven't done any hostels. We've done hotels. So we're in Kuta in Bali, and
Okay.
oh yeah, did I tell you? We basically ran out of money. Just
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
just
Go on.
fucked it, ran out of
Remind me
money,
again.
like nothing at all. We had nothing left at all. So we were like, right, we need to just go and stay somewhere for a bit where we can get really like cheap food, cheap accommodation, good internet. Luckily enough for us, my brothers helped us out with some work we can do online. So we're just getting through that.
Very
We fall into a nice routine. Like it's a nice lifestyle now where we wake up in the morning, chill out for about an hour and a bit, just wake up slow, grab a hot drink, put on an incense candle or something, and then we'll just do like 3 hours of work together, just on the laptops. Finish off for lunch, maybe do a bit of a workout or something, grab some food, come back, lie in the sun for a bit, do a bit of reading, and then go out for a surf in the evening and grab some food. It's a beautiful lifestyle, man.
Yeah,
You'd love it out
okay.
here.
I thought mine was okay at the moment, but that sounds a little bit better. But I mean, it's the fact that it's 3 hours work to just still fund your day, like that's, and it's all remote. That's so nice. I mean, we were saying on the phone the other day, weren't we? Like, even though you're not making that much from it, you're still making plenty for there, like to fund your food, your drinks, your night out, your surfboard hire, so on. So it's like, it's not a bad way to kind of live at the moment, is it?
Yeah, so we worked out that so it's the 2 of us doing the work, but we're basically on minimum wage for 1 person.
Yeah.
Between the 2 of us. Because there's beggars can't be choosers, but then that's double the amount that we need to live here.
Yeah,
for a bit,
exactly.
which is just bonkers. From us being in Sydney beforehand, around the northern beaches, where it just literally cost you an arm and a leg for anything you want to do.
Crazy.
I regret spending so much money, so much in Australia.
Yeah, but even so, I felt like you guys weren't spending that much. Like, compared to me, you guys were not spending as much.
Yeah, but you spend on things that you really want to do. We get back from a shit day and go and raid the snack aisle.
The amount of money you guys spend on McDonald's is crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, considering you guys had your whole system and everything, and then every single week you'd have, what, 3 Mackies in the week? Like, for
It was
dinner?
bad, yeah, it was bad. Great.
Like, even when we would go on a night out, you would talk me into getting a share family box every end of now. I would barely be up for it as well. But, like that time when we were coming back from the Mardi Gras parade, and then like we just got kicked to the bus or something because we were like drinking wine and we're on the bus, and then we really loud. And then we got a Mackey's and got on the ferry over, and just we've got like 4 Cokes to go. And none of us.
Anybody want a Coke?
Yeah.
Anybody want some Coke?
That's so much food, but that was funny. Where did I end up staying that night? Did I go back to
So not
mine?
at home?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, because then we went out in Manly, and I didn't live that close to Manly. Well, I must have got a
Yeah.
bus at
What?
4 in the morning.
Can you not remember?
Well, no, because when we tried to go out to the Stain, who didn't get let in? Me?
If I remember rightly, which I would remember rightly,
It was
it
me.
was you. Yeah.
It was me. And then I jumped in through the window, and then you, in case you didn't want to jump in through the window because you're respectable people. And then,
I was all up for it. I was
yeah.
all up for it.
No, I can get it. I mean, I've done it loads, so I was fine with it, and I do perfectly understand Katie's approach of I don't really want to jump through the window to get in on a night out. I can understand that.
You look like you could jump quite high though, so you could make
But
it.
and then we went to that little rock bar, which was
Yeah.
actually quite fun. There's some decent music in there. And then I must have got a bus home at like 3 in the morning. I must
That sounds
have,
typical though.
right.
It sounds typical. I did like the nights out there in Sydney. I think Sydney's got a very good atmosphere for it because it just seems like even though they have the lockout laws or whatever it's called, where
Yeah, got a
everywhere
lot of
closes
drinking
quite
going.
early,
So many.
they cram it all in beforehand as much as they can.
Well, it does start earlier, doesn't it? Because I mean, the night finishes a little bit earlier, I suppose. Especially if you're
Well,
in the
everyone day
kind of
drinks.
yeah, exactly, and especially if you're in the kind of central part where they have, because isn't it like they have circles of like if you're within this area, you have to stop serving after like 11. Within this area, 11:30. This area,
Is it?
12. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the thing. I'm pretty
So what
sure.
was it for Mossman?
I mean, they stopped serving at 11. Most of them. Some of them would be 12. At least my local, the Buna, was 11, I think, during the week. And then the Oaks, which is the kind of famous one in Neutral Bay, that was, I think, on a weekend they'd be till 1 or something.
So that's not too bad. It
Yeah,
was very depressing though when we were in Newcastle.
oh my God.
We
planned a big night out for Sunday. Oh man.
It was so
You
frustrating. It
tell the
was
story. You
so.
tell the story.
Yeah, well, no, I'll let you.
'Cause you'll remember
The
it
guest
more
here,
than
Asher.
me, I reckon.
We
You'll
weren't that
remember more
bad.
than me. No, I wasn't, but I still
We had
didn't
a
get
great.
late.
We had a great night at COD Mobile though. It sounds so
Oh, we
sad
did,
saying it
we
now,
did,
but
we
we
did.
had a great night at COD.
You on your iPad, so sweaty. Me and my little
Oh,
friend.
fucking brilliant! COD Mobile. I hadn't
Oh,
played COD Mobile in so long, and it's
I
just the
haven't had it
best
for
thing we could have
ages.
done.
I haven't had it for ages. My brothers have it, and they'll always send in like just screenshots of the scoreboard of them after they play when they go like 80-1 or something. I gotta say, you
Yeah,
are
but
the best players I've ever seen in that game in my life.
I had a big screen and I had the controls all set up. Like you
Yeah.
were on your little iPhone at the time,
Oh,
and
I know.
okay, so the reason I got so good at COD Mobile, okay, I mean, I take it it's easier to get good at COD Mobile though because you get a lot of people who just are the first time playing it and are never going to play it again.
Yeah. And they definitely put bots
So
in
you
the
go on
game.
then.
Well, 100% they put bots in each game.
The whole reason we're on it though, is just because we'd been out to, I can't remember what the place was called, but it was really nice. Well, I say it was really nice. It was a really nice location.
The one at the like by the water.
Yeah, because it was a great day out. We just randomly stumbled across the music festival
Music
thing going
pub crawl, yeah. We did the music pub crawl, which was like 7.5 hours. And then we went back to that little bar by the water which we'd been to the night before, where they'd been playing like some decent music.
Yes.
And wasn't there like a hen do or something that night before? I think
Everything goes on at those kind of places. There's
yeah.
Hindu's, birthday parties, christenings,
But then
satanic
and then
rituals.
isn't it the day that we went? So after the pub crawl we went, and wasn't it like some big drum and bass thing in the tent outside? Do you remember that? Yeah.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
night
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
it was
Yeah. Yeah.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, so it was just this massive difference between Taylor Swift the night before and then just this drum and bass full of like 18 and 19-year-olds.
It was like Weatherspoons with live music,
Yeah,
which
it
was
was exactly.
freaking
Yeah,
right
it
up my alley.
Rammed. It was rammed compared to the night before. Because the night before we were at Taylor Swift and there was like a lady crying behind us, wasn't there? On the table behind. She was just like in tears.
No, okay. I think she was just too drunk, more than anything else.
I have no idea. But then,
But yeah,
so
no,
we
that was
oh,
that was nice that we managed to go over and like the music festival because Australia has so many good live bands and live artists. I really like the
mm,
band that was playing there. I think I followed them on Spotify, but it
yeah,
was
we go.
so good.
Who was the one that we really liked? It was when Sunset was happening. Um, there was like 7 of them in the band. Do you remember? It was like outdoor, out the back of the
Yes,
pub. That was a really nice one.
yeah,
Sunset going, couple of drinks. Yeah, that was good. The end of I
that
think
was really
the
good.
AFL, it was, I can't remember who was playing. Maybe the Swans were playing on the screen in the pub. So when I went to go get drinks, I'd end up hanging around for 5 minutes to watch the Swans while you were outside. Um,
Yeah,
but no, that was good. But then I'm trying to remember. So after we were in that drum and bass tent, we then were like, oh, where's the best place to go out? And people told us these 2 hotels. One was right like a fair distance away. It was nowhere near where the van was parked for that night. So we were like, let's not go there.
yeah.
So we went to the other one. And we got there, what, like 11:30, right?
It might
Um,
have been earlier than that. I think it was. No, it was like 10:30. It wasn't late. It
no,
really
it
wasn't
can't be
late.
11:30 because we got in and then it shut like 10 minutes later after they did Baby,
Yeah,
that band that was in the hotel. So did Baby and then it like shut straight after that.
wasn't it? It was a Justin Bieber night, wasn't it?
It
Was it
might have
Justin
been.
Bieber night?
It might have been. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. It
or was
was
it? Is that
no,
Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift night or something?
but it
Oh, I
started
just
with
remembered.
yeah. Go on.
You also didn't get let in. You also had
Yeah,
to climb through the
that's what
window
I'm
there.
trying to say. Like
No,
we're in the
through the back
queue.
door. Through the back door.
We're in the queue, and
Through
then
this.
he asked me, "You're fine, you get in." And he asked me how many drinks you had, and I said 3 or something. And then he's like, "Yeah, you're not getting in." Turns around, you're kidding me, because I wasn't very drunk at this point.
No, not at all. Not
Um,
at all. I think it's because you
and
said
then
3 though.
I
You're not
know,
allowed
but
to say
that
more
then
than one.
so many people tell me, you say 1, you say 2, you say 3, because 1's not believable, or 3's too many. So doesn't matter. He just looked at me and was like, "No, you're not getting in." And then
No,
we
like
were
the
messaging.
law for them
Yeah.
is the bouncers is if it's more than one, you're not getting in. Like
Okay. All right, well, I know that now. And
for
then
round 2.
we were messaging, and I went round the side, and then there was a bouncer like on the door, I think, and then he left, and we both messaged at the same time. And then you just push it open, walk off, and then I come in. Um, but the amount of times I've snuck into places in Sydney for nights out is ridiculous because I just can't get let in, or I'm not allowed to stay, and they just kick me out straight away. So that was
To be fair, it paints you in a bad light. But from being there and
I'm not
like
doing
being
anything.
around, you're not that bad. Like you're seriously not that bad. I think your only mistake on the one in the Stein in Manly was the
Yeah.
fact that you were looking into the distance, just daydreaming, because like we were waiting in the queue, and then he came up to the side of the queue to ask for your ID, but he's a little short horse, and you just looked straight over him, and I think that kind of ticked him off a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I think a lot of it is they're getting in. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit drunk at first when I'm getting in, and then, but I also don't look like, I think they look at me and they
Oh,
just think, no, like the way, like, but then it's when I'm in, it's the fact that I'm quite big, like I'm tall, I'm a fairly big presence, I'm loud, I've got a man bun, I'm very
unit.
recognizable. So it's like, I think they don't like how much I'm sort of running around and like, but that's the way I am when I've had a couple drinks. Like I'm not smashed and I'm not causing anyone a problem. I'm just loud and quite energetic when I've had a drink. So that's all it is, and then they don't like it and just kick me straight out. So it's a bit
I mean,
annoying.
it's very different from what you'd normally expect or what you're used to doing in the UK, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where
like, yeah, exactly.
you can be an absolute menace in the UK within reason, and like it's almost like a not a boys will be boys, but like drunkards will be drunkards kind of thing.
Mm.
And I was fully expecting that from Australia because Australians love to
Is
say
it?
that they love to drink and get
They
battered
don't.
and
They
have a good
don't.
time. It's like they don't.
They really
And
don't.
I was expecting more from it, but that's not to say it wasn't still fun because
No.
they're such wild and energetic and fun-loving people when they're sober.
They
Whereas in the
genuinely are.
UK, people tend to be more miserable when they're sober, or just like, do you know when you go into a bar like and normally like 6, 7 p.m. Like the people who get there a bit early and they're sitting there with it's their first pint, and they haven't loosened up a little bit yet. They
No.
haven't had that social lubricant, and it's just a little bit more awkward.
And then you get
You
3
don't
hours
have that in
later.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you're
I know.
straight in, up with the
Well, I'm
mates,
trying
mullets
to think, like,
everywhere.
like we had a great. I think the first time we went for a drink properly was you, me, and Katie, and we went
Was
to
after the podcast.
It was after, yeah. We went to the Harvard
Yeah,
Hotel.
after the first
We
one.
were planning to only do like 2 drinks, whatever. It was gonna be you and me, and then Katie came along, and we ended up having 7 or 8 in this pub. And I think we would rotate who was getting the drinks because otherwise they don't serve you more than like 3. So we'd rotate the 7 of them. Then that band was playing, and that guy was playing music, and he was quite good. And then we went out for dinner, and then you guys accused me of trying to walk out of the restaurant when it was Katie for sure who was like, "Come on, Ashley, let's go."
I'll bite my
100%.
tongue on that one. I'm gonna bite my tongue on that one.
Yeah, you better know you're in trouble. Alright,
let's
anyway, we'll move on
let's
from that.
chalk it up to an honest mistake. We had some good food and we were having too much fun that we
Miscommunication.
just danced out of the place
Miscommunication.
without realizing what was
Yeah.
going on.
Miscommunication on that one, but it was funny. It was funny being chased out of
It
the
was good.
restaurant or being chased down the road. But like that was nice because it was I was fully planning on having like literally like 2 drinks, and then we ended up being there for like 6 hours. And that
Well, you'd
was
only been
that
there a few days, hadn't you?
literally. Well, I'd been in oh god, I then had to get the bus all the way up to Avalon, didn't I? Yeah, I was living in Avalon at the time, so that was like 2.5 weeks into me being there, I think. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, just settled.
But I can't remember. I really remember that really well, actually. Because my days
I
were
have
all
so many
pretty,
fond memories of it.
yeah. Well, my days were all pretty similar. So like, it was during the week. It was just work because I had pretty tough hours, and then so it was hard to do anything social during the week. And if I was to do anything social, it would have to be at like I'd only be able to get to places earliest like 9. And then, and I'd be working at 6:30 the next morning. So it was just really tough to kind of socialize at all during the week. But then on a weekend, it would be every Saturday, it would be go out. And so that's why I really remember nights out, because they were the one thing during the week where I was like, okay, it's something different from work. It's something new. And so Saturdays I always remember. And then Sundays was usually spent playing golf or going to the beach and recovering from a Saturday night. But yeah, so I'd like that, even though it was super early on, and that was what, like 8-9 months ago now. God, maybe more.
Over a year ago. Oh wait, yeah.
No.
When did you get there again?
It was January. That it was like 9 months ago. That more.
Yeah,
10
true. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 months ago.
So,
I really remember that day.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited to do it again though. Even if it's just for a month, just to not be in the van. If we can arrange for it to, if the dice fall well for us, it could be very nice to share a place in the Northern Beaches.
I'm trying. No promises, but I'm trying.
Did you have any luck with your license? Did you have a look at it?
With the what?
Did you have a look at getting your bike license or whatever it's
I
called,
have not
CBD?
yet. Lazy boy. I'm a lazy boy. I'll get onto it. I will. Well, I'm just considering, because I think I'm gonna be here until like December, so I'm thinking I might just bang out my driving, like the whole thing if I can. I don't think I'll be able to get a test, which is annoying, but I'll look into either just banging out the whole proper driving license or the scooter one, just see what's easier. Because if the scooter thing does translate, then that's so easy for me out there.
Yeah,
like just 5 bikes
easy.
and good. So but I do need to look into that.
Yeah, how did you find having to use public transport everywhere in Sydney?
Well, I mean, I have my e-bike, which is not the coolest thing in the world, but at least it's something that's working. I mean, like at first I was like, this is sick, because it's, you're hardly cycling, but the bike does it for you, right? It's actually quite nice. And then I remember I got pulled over one time by the police because I didn't have my helmet on, and I didn't even know this was really a law, but you have to have a helmet on in Sydney, or not? New South Wales, I guess. And then they were like, "Oh, how long have you been here for?" I said, 2 months. Just come over from the UK. And you went, "Yeah, it's a law to have your helmet on." So I actually didn't know that. I did at the time. Someone had told me. But I just didn't want to wear it at the point because so much effort. Because I would only be cycling like 10 minutes from place to place for work, like going from one tennis club to the
Like
next.
30-degree weather as well.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
being
It's
on your
like,
feet doing
well, yeah,
tennis
and then
all
for me,
morning.
obviously, I know it sounds like a lame excuse, but like hair's tied up, and I have to take it down for the helmet, and then tie it up when I get to the next place, and then down. All this, it's just effort. Um, and then like gives like, oh, it's a $500 fine if you like aren't wearing your helmet again. He's like, all right, I'm gonna turn away. I'm gonna turn and drive this way. Don't care what you do from here, but just wear your helmet. Like next time. That's pretty.
That's pretty
That's a lot.
lenient. It's pretty
You got a
lenient.
back ticket for something, didn't you?
Yeah, which we are still paying off.
What was
So
it?
when we went on that, we got that cruise given to us
Mm.
from work, and whilst we were away, our rego expired, and I was away. I wasn't checking any of my emails or anything. It's just
Yeah.
I was just relaxing on a cruise ship, stuffing my face full of free pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And we got back, and it was the first day we got back. I drove Katie to work, and I was driving back. I say it's probably a little bit of my fault because I was just in the wrong lane, and I was just cut across like where I shouldn't have done. Indicated blah blah blah, but there was a police car few cars
Mm.
behind, and he pulled us over because of that. And he's like, you can't do that. I was like, yeah,
Reckless
sorry.
driving.
No, he's just having a word with us beforehand. Like he didn't give us a fine or anything for that. It was just I was in the wrong lane because I didn't realize it was you had to turn right in that
Mm.
lane, and I was like, shit, I can't go right here. I need to go straight on. So I just kind of just went straight on anyway, and he pulled us over, and then he realized that I didn't have a rego. I was like, it literally expired like 4 days ago. I've just got back into the country, and he's like,
Yeah.
sorry, mate, can't do anything about it.
How much
We
was
just
it?
got different guys.
It was a lot,
Enough,
wasn't it?
enough to make
Yeah.
me a little bit upset.
But imagine if you hadn't cut across. Like, imagine if you just turned right with it. You wouldn't have been pulled over, and then you probably would have checked your emails and re-registered it and all that. So it's
If buts and maybes. You
the
know
way
what?
it
To be fair, I
goes,
probably
right?
wouldn't have re-registered it. I was probably going to risk it if he didn't
Yeah.
pull us
So
over.
I mean,
Not
it's
gonna lie.
about you lot anything to save some money.
We needed to, man. You're back. In the end of the day, you're backpacking, and I feel like Australia has something against backpackers now. They just want to
Well,
charge
no,
them so much
they want,
money.
yeah, they want them to work, but they don't want them to be able to afford to live. So I put it like
They
that.
want to pay tax on everything as well, and it's just there's no
Yeah,
extra
no, it's
tax on
true.
everything.
Tax, there is a
It
lot of
doesn't
tax
work.
on everything.
Like, it's still beautiful though. It's still worth it. Like the
I bet
whole,
it is.
I genuinely think Northern Beaches, Mosman area, I would happily eventually love settling down somewhere like that.
Well,
I feel like I've seen a bunch of the world now, and the UK I'd love to at some point, but like when I'm older, kind of countryside vibes kind of thing. But
yeah,
whilst coming into middle age over the next like 5-10 years, I'm like, you know what? That is a beautiful place to have a
it's a really,
family.
really,
And
it's just the combination of the place, like as a whole. Like, you've got city right there. You've got just like I mean, Manly alone. You've got Manly Beach. You've got Little Manly Beach. You've got Shelley Beach. You've got Collins Beach, just on the head as well. And that's all within they're all like 20 minutes within each other, just walking. And you've got the strip where you can go. You've got the wharf. You've got the ferry. And see, like, it's just a really good place. And then you go up the beach, up the coast a little bit, and you've got like you guys are living in freshwater. You got North Coco, Whale Beach, Avalon, Palm Beach. Like, it's all there. It's so nice, and there's a lot of nice, like, there's loads of obviously independent coffee shops. You've got more. You've got the Newport Arms. You never went to there, which I really, really
I
wish I
didn't
took you
know.
there.
Well,
It was
we were going to
so
head over
nice.
to you, but by the time we finished work, you guys were all finishing up there and moving back down towards where we were anyway.
When was that?
So I
Was that?
wanted to.
Oh yeah, that was my birthday. Yeah. No. When was that?
No, was it? Or what's that day called? The centre where
Anzac
they all
Day.
play. Yeah, no, is
Anzac
that the one
Day.
where they all play whatever it's
2
called?
up. 2 up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a great day. That was a really fun day. I wish you'd have come. That was so good.
Get this yet, because I don't quite understand the Australian betting laws and rules. Because in the UK, there's such an emphasis on responsible gambling now, and it's
Mm.
always responsible gambling this, responsible gambling that. Stop when the fun stops, or whatever it says.
Mhm.
There's so many pokies everywhere, and they are full, and there's like no limit on any of them. It's just
Mhm.
completely just do what you want, spend what you want, and they encourage it so much with like there's like 3 or 4 ATMs in every pokies, and there's
Yeah,
gambling everywhere. But you're not
yeah,
allowed to play 2 up.
yeah, I know. I don't know why. I mean, they love betting as well. Um, I mean, the amount of like, young, or at least like younger clients I had talking about their actors and all that, and like at work, and it is quite funny. I mean, 'cause it's kind of similar, I guess, to like a lot of my friends do as well. Like they're always betting on the footy on the weekend, but um, like a lot of times I'll be at a pub with my mate actually, and he's like what more interested in the rugby that's going on than anything else, because he's about to win $40. I mean, which is I guess it is quite similar to us here, but they their whole idea, I think, with two up is like the amount of money that people actually put in on that game
So do you
is,
want to just explain 2 up really quickly
I
because
don't fully
I'm
know.
still not too sure.
It's something like you make a bet with a guy, like with someone else from around the circle. Like if you have a 20 in your hand, you go up to someone else that has a 20 and you like make a bet with them. It has to be the same amount, right? Like I can't bet 50 and you bet 20. We both have to bet the same amount. And one of you, I think whoever goes up and challenges the other one, chooses whether they think it will both be heads or whether it will both be tails, because you throw like 2 coins up.
You
Um,
throw a coin each.
no, they're put on like this like wooden board, and then someone in the middle, there's like a ringmaster, or whatever, like some guy in the middle, because
Okay.
there's so many people around that are making bets with each other. So like there's probably like 25, 30 people around making bets with each other. And then so one guy is on the mic who's in charge of like the you know, keeping it like going and chucking the coins up in the air. So like if I come up to you and I bet $20 with you, I'll say I think it'll both be heads, and then so you'll have to take both tails.
Okay.
And then if it's heads on both, I win. If it's tails on both, you win. And if it's one heads, one tails, neither of us get anything. Like it's just you keep it as it. I'm pretty sure that's
Oh,
how it
okay.
works. Something along
All
those
right.
lines.
I
But
mean,
it's
there's
it's
normally a lot of
quite a
drinking though on
fun thing
Anzac
to
Day,
watch.
so
Yeah,
do people go really wild with it then? Like proper
they go massive because
hundreds in?
it's the day off for them. It's basically like a bank holiday, but it's on a Thursday. Well, it's not always on a Thursday, but it was on a Thursday this year.
Whatever day
So
it falls on.
yeah, literally. So they like I remember going to work the next day on Friday. I mean, I got back to mine at probably 5 in the morning, and I was working at 7 or half 6 in the morning the next day, and it was like just the state of people that were coming in were like so bad because people go crazy for it.
Yeah, they
It's
all
like
did. I feel like I
Australia.
missed out on loads.
Well, I think that day was just really good. Like if you'd have come out where we were at the Newport from 12 midday. It was me, my friend Ella, who lived up in Avalon, and my cousin Maddie, who'd like just got to Sydney. So it was really nice for her. Like one of the first things that she did was call this huge night or huge day out, in the sun at one of the nicest like kind of pubs in Sydney. Um, and like we were there from midday, drank quite a bit, and then we got invited by these guys we met to a house party, they said, and we were like, all right, that sounds pretty cool. Like it'd be nice to go along because the Newport was getting a bit like really, really crowded, and we were spending a lot of money. But okay, yeah, sure, we'll come to this house party. So we left the Newport at like 6. And realistically, why did we think there'd be a decent house party at 6, like at 6 o'clock? But then we thought, okay, maybe it's like a during the day thing, right? They have like a barbie or something. We get there, and there's 4 people in the house. That's it. One of which is the person whose house it was who was hosting the thing, who didn't know that we were coming. Had no idea. So we're just sat in this living room. There's nobody there. It's the most awkward thing ever. And we're like, the moment we got there, we were like, okay, let's just order an Uber back. But then an Uber took half an hour to get to us. So we just sat in this living room, making this awkward conversation with the girl, or like with the person from the party. And then she walks out, and I was pretty drunk at the time. So I said to Maddie, like, I'll just nick those crisps. So Maddie starts trying to shove them in her bag while and then the girl walks back into the room to see Maddie shoving the crisps she's bought into her bag, and they end up going oh sorry, let me go, like leave, get an Uber back to the Newport, and then we're at the Newport from like 7:30 till closing. With the same guys that had taken us to the house party, they left there as well, came back with us. And then we went down to Mona Vale to this really, really bad, you can't even call it a bar, and it was just the weirdest thing. I can't remember what it was called. There was like 7 people in there, and it was just awful. And then left there and got back home and went to work the next day. But it was just a really funny, good day, and I think you'd have absolutely loved it.
What were those guys like? Were they just really enthusiastic and naive about
They
it?
were
Like,
they
oh
were
yeah,
just
come on,
proper.
there's gonna be loads of people here,
Well, yeah,
or
they
what?
were like proper Aussie. I think they were into like the girls I was with. They were clearly trying to flirt with them, both of which had boyfriends though. So, but it was like I got on quite well with them as well, and it was just they were nice guys, and they were like proper Aussie, so it was good to kind of be around proper Aussie people as well, because like Ella's Aussie, but English parents. Maddie's obviously English, so at the time I'd only been there for really not that long. Oh no, this was April actually, wasn't it? I mean, I'd
Yeah, it's a
been there
bit.
for 4 months or something. And like I mean, the guys I worked with were Brits. So a lot of people I knew were Brits, so I didn't have as many Aussie friends. It's just kind of nice to be in an Aussie environment properly, with Aussie people. So no, they were funny. They were a bit dodgy,
Yeah,
some of them, but they were funny.
that's most Aussies, though, isn't it? It's funny. I love them to pieces. Like it's the ones I met at work and are out and about. They just got their own. They just simply don't care about much,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm all for it. They know full well that they've got a good gig where they live, and
They
it's like, okay, let's make the most of it, and I want to be a part of that.
no, I completely agree. They really do not care about anything. Anything. It's very funny, but it also means like they're quite surprised, especially with my work. I've said quite a few people, but standards of Aussie tennis coaching is shocking. Like they are really bad tennis coaches. And then my company was 5 Brits, and they loved being taught by us because we were actually decent at our jobs. And I think it's more because the Aussie coaches have grown up with the whole relaxed, don't care really about anything kind of attitude. The clients are the exact same. So when they get someone that actually does kind of care about their job and is good at it, they're so amazed and they absolutely love it. But yeah, it's just like a very weird kind of thing to come into and see how relaxed the actual lifestyle is compared to back here.
So why do you think that is? Do you reckon that's just luck of the draw of where you
I don't
were for
know.
the tennis coaches, or
Um,
just
no, I mean the guys I worked with were all incredibly good at tennis. Like the standard they played to, when they were kind of like at uni, they were D1 tennis players. One of them, my boss was captain of men's first team at Loughborough when he was there. So he was the
big?
best player at Loughborough, which is the best uni in the world, like, well, in the UK tennis stuff, right? Um, and like they were just really good tennis players, so they know what they're talking about. And very good at communicating it, which is obviously what you need to be good at the job. Like similar with your PT stuff, right? You have to be able to communicate what you know to people in the way that best works for them. And they were very good at it as well. So like I've learned quite a lot of them, which is nice. Um, and but then like I guess the actual clients liked that we're quite energetic as a people, like at least the guys I worked with, because you kind of have to be. Like I would be on a tennis court for up to 12 hours a day, and you like in the sun, 39 degrees, UV12, you have to still be super energetic and positive. And when they come out on the court and they're boiling hot and like can only last 20 minutes of hitting, like they need someone that's still kind of happy and upbeat to kind of keep them going. And that's what I think they liked a lot of. So I think that's why we kind of had a really good kind of gig where we were, because they wanted to come play tennis even when it's dark. They wanted to come and play tennis because they knew they were going to be in kind of like a good atmosphere and it's a nice place to be after working, right? So I think that's what we did quite well.
Yeah. So do you feel like you improved quite a lot then as a coach and as a player from
Yeah,
like
I'd say
hanging
so.
around with the guys who are
I
such
think
at such a good level?
I don't think I improved in my coaching style. Like I found like I got my own way I like to teach, as in the character I am on court. That makes sense.
Mm.
Like I'm not as serious as like some coaches can be. Like I want it to be. I want people to want to be there more than like feel like like I want them to want to be there rather than be like, okay, you have to do this to be better at tennis. Um, but what I got from some of the guys is just a lot on like really on technique stuff, on really how to hit a ball well or how to receive a ball well. Some stuff which I hadn't heard as well, like as much before, like different ways to actually teach the shots, which I think was really, really quite good to do. And then like coming back here and coaching here a couple of days a week, like I'm doing the performance squad at the moment. I've got them later today, and like they are absolutely loving it because it's these little footwork patterns and ways to actually use your body, like load power in certain areas of your body and then release it like properly. And it's for them who want to be good at tennis and who want to be there playing, like seeing these little things which are, not that easy to do, but once they do them, they're like, wow, I'm actually quite good at tennis. And like, so they're really, really enjoying it, which I'm super happy about. So that's that. I'm enjoying that. Anyway, enough about me,
So I feel
man.
like this is what you're my
Really?
guest here. This is
Oh,
about.
yeah,
This
I
is
know, I
about.
know. We need to talk about some traveling, boy. It's really seems a lot.
Well, I was just about to lead into that. Obviously, we're going back out, or you're going back out in December or the New Year.
Most
Is there
like,
anything that
yeah,
you wanted? Well, yeah, well, same as us in January, at least for
yeah,
a month, potentially two, however that works out. Is there anything that you feel like you missed out on, which you'd want to do in Sydney,
yeah,
especially
yeah,
second
for
time around?
sure. Um, I want to work less in the evenings. To be honest, I don't mind about the early mornings because then I don't like the waking up. God, like the waking up in winter at least, when it's you wake up before sunrise, get to work, start work as the sun is rising. I guess in hindsight, it's nice to see the sunrise every day. Like being on a tennis court as the sun's coming up is really nice. Um, but I also do like sleep. Like I used to see the sunrise and I used to see the sunset, and I'd be working before and after both of those, like during it, and like that
Ah,
was a lot. Doing that for 6 months straight was a lot, kind of like just tired one. And working 50 hours a week was killing my body, getting no sleep, etc., etc. So I would like to work less. I mean, I took on all those hours because I knew I was going traveling with Jenna at the end of it. So it was like, I've got to make this money so I can fund, my travels and, feel comfortable with how much I can spend. So I worked a lot, but I would work less because I want to play football again. Like one of
yes.
the guys I coached, I got on really well with. I talked to him a lot. He's a good friend of mine now. Um, he plays for a team near Camaret. I think they're not that good, so it will be quite fun for me. Like, it will be like I reckon I'll be probably a decent bit better than most of the people in the team. So it would just be nice to kind of mess around a bit and not try that hard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to really compete. If that makes sense. I want to just be
Yeah, you
there
just
to
want to have fun with it.
have a good time with the guys, and like I don't want to be like we've got a massive match this Sunday because I don't want to be thinking about that during the week. I just want to think, oh, Sunday I'm playing a bit of football. It'll be a bit of fun.
Well,
You know
they
what I
do
mean?
have a massive AstroTurf league outside of the
Exactly.
main season, which
Yeah.
seems so much fun. Because I was doing some football coaching before the PTing work,
Yeah. No.
and
Yeah.
during, and a couple guys invited me to come out to. So some of the coaches invited me to come to it. I thought I couldn't quite commit to it with all the other stuff going on. Like there's so much you want to do whilst you're there. But I've never
Yeah.
seen you play. I mean, other than when you're at the tennis courts in Greece, and we just do
Uh,
some keepy uppies of a tennis
we used to
ball.
look.
I
Yeah.
just can't.
But
I can't imagine what kind of player you are. Like, what player would you compare yourself to now?
no,
Obviously,
I'm
the
not going
levels,
to compare
but
myself to anyone.
okay.
Um.
Stylistically, who do you like kind of look at as a player and think, right, that could be me? Like, that's the kind of
I
player
don't
I
even
play a
know,
little bit
man.
like.
I mean, I don't even know. I used to play when I was young. I was a centre mid. And I think when I go back and play, I want to be a CDM. Because I quite like the style of like, I'm quite like the way
Busquets.
that rugby play. No, not Busquets. I've got the build for Busquets, haven't I?
I could see
Like
you
I
as a
wanna,
Busquets.
yeah, I don't know
You've
if
got a
I'd be
tactical
like
mind as well. You've got a very sporting
yeah,
tactical
I think I'd
mind.
have a good, like I'm gonna say I'm not the best long passer at all. Like that's not my style, but I think I'm good at reading the game, like quite well. And defense, I'm definitely better defensive minded, I think, than I am attacking minded. So I think I would be like I used to play centre back for my team because I was quite tall. I mean, I
Just
obviously
throwing
still
that
am
back.
tall, but yeah, skinny and scrawny, but like I was quite tall and good at heading, good at reading the game. Um, so I think I'd like to be a CDM and kind of play in that position. Like I don't possess the talent to get past people that easily, but I think I'm okay at keeping the ball, and I'm good at doing the kind of good side to side passes that just keep the play moving and keep flowing. And good, I keep good shape. I think I'm good at. But so football is one that I want to do.
See, I'm
The
envisioning
other,
I'm
pardon?
envisioning us as like a midfield pair at the moment because what you've just described is almost the complete opposite to me.
All right, I like
Because
that. Yeah,
well, I was always a striker because I had no defensive ability. I just had no intention. Like I'll put in a heavy challenge, but
yeah.
on a centre back, like, I don't want to chase someone down or follow runs. Like it was never my game.
I
But I
don't
always
mind that. You
wanted
see,
to. See, I always wanted. I looked at I looked at the Harry Kane style and thought, right, He always chucked me up top as a target man because you just would.
I
But then
get
I'd
it.
always
I get
drop back in. And I do love a good long ball. Like I love a
it. Mm,
good cross-field ping across from like see the vision, see the runner. Because I always played with my North like partner striker, like called James Makins. He's just absolutely rapid, and he's just an
yeah,
amazing finisher. So like I just spot him somewhere, and I just ping a ball straight through, and he'd always get onto the end of it, and he'd do well with it. But
yeah.
then
You're making me
I'd al-
excited about football again. Man.
I miss football so much,
Yeah, I
so
do.
much.
I do.
It's just even like now because we're 7 hours ahead. All the bars play the games or show the games. They're always on at
Mm,
like 10, 11, midnight or later.
yeah.
So I don't know. I
Well, the
want to
England
watch it and get
matches
involved.
must have been on well late for you.
Like I
Like
couldn't
when,
watch him. Didn't watch him.
yeah, I
Glad
mean,
I
I
didn't
was at
watch the one
the
against Greece. Was it Greece? Who was it?
yeah,
We
I
just
watched
lost
it. I
to.
was at the pub. That was fucking
How was it?
shocking, man. Did you see our formation? We were 4-2-2-2.
It's bizarre. How else do you fit Foden, Bellingham,
Just
Palmer
don't
now
put
as well?
Foden in the
You
team,
can't
man.
leave. Yeah,
No, Foden's
I
been
genuinely think
terrible for England.
I think
He's
we
been
should put.
16 games, no goals, no assists. Why is he in the team right now? He's not doing a single thing for the team.
Do you think Southgate was a bit of a pushover? Like he had to play these players. He's a bit scared of the reaction if he didn't.
I don't know. I think what he did worked, and I think he actually did it quite like he did it the way he wanted, and it did work. Got us to 2 finals. It's just a shame we couldn't get through them. Um, I don't know. I don't want to talk about
I
Southgate. I just
loved
want
him.
Pep.
I loved it.
I just want Pep to be our new manager, man.
Not a chance on this.
You don't think
Honestly,
so?
I think Carsley would do a good job. I do think he'd do a good job.
Just lost degrees. Just lost degrees.
Yes, but pros, okay, pros. Angel Gomez.
Yeah, he looked good. No, against Finland, he looked good.
He didn't.
He
He
actually
didn't
was.
start against Iceland,
Great.
did he? No,
Was it
why am I
Finland? No, it
saying?
was
Yeah,
Finland. Finland, right?
no Finland. No Finland. We beat Greece. We
Yeah,
lost.
yeah. He played against.
So
I watched him against Finland.
sorry, I'm just connecting the loss to Greece to like similar feelings of the loss to Iceland back
Oh yeah,
in the Euros a few years back. But
um,
like who would have the foresight to play a player who's not in one of the top teams? Nobody would have thought he should have been picked, but he picked him because he was a perfect player for that position. Southgate would never
yeah.
do that.
Well, I think he reminds me of Adam Wharton, kind of, in the ball, like 1 inch stature and turn away places. A lot of good on the ball, good passer. Um, and like it's quick, movable quick, which I did like. I think he might actually be in the team for a little bit longer because I think he was good. But like
Him
I was
next to
just
Rice is
really,
a really good combination.
I was just like Rico Lewis. I thought against Greece was not good. even though like for City he is meant to be very good. And obviously if Pep plays someone, you should probably play them. But like Rico I thought was pretty bad. Bone I think is just shouldn't be playing in the England team at the moment. Well, wasn't I very happy with Carl Walker? I think his time is running out. He is not. He was awful in the Euros final. He's been pretty bad since then as well in all the games. I just think his time is running out as an England right
I mean, I just can't say a bad word about him. I understand the goal. Williams' goal in the final would have been Walker's fault, but
Yeah,
he was asked to push up because we needed it. We needed
yeah.
something else.
But then he got caught
It
out again with
backfired.
the Korea. Like,
So who do we go right back? Because I don't trust Trent at all. I'll be
Trippier.
honest. He's retired from England now.
Oh well. Reece
Yeah.
James when he's fit, which is never. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
Carl stays in for a bit.
Speaking, just before we move on from football though, our plan is to be in America in 2026.
For the World Cup.
Well, just in general, after the FIFA stuff,
Yeah,
whatever
maybe
we
so,
have
yeah.
planned next year, US is somewhere we want to go for a bit. Not too decided where, maybe Austin, maybe somewhere else, New York for a bit sounds good. But
London.
the World Cup in the US, could I sway you?
No, I'm not coming out there.
Yeah.
No, I
You
don't
know
like
what?
America. I don't like
What?
America.
Why?
No, it doesn't appeal to me. It's not.
Yeah, you're an island boy.
No, that's what Jenna calls me. That's my nickname, apparently. No, I just don't like the kind of culture of it. Like, I know it sounds bad, but I think you might be the same. When you're like on holiday or traveling and you just hear an American voice, it just makes me annoyed. Like they're just too loud for me. Like at times I don't want to be as friendly, and they're too friendly for me. Like all the time, I don't want to
You're
always
very,
talk.
very friendly.
No, I know, but like at times I just want to be there, like, and just not say words to anyone, and they just, yeah,
I get that, but I've been coming to think now, I have this theory that all Americans are actors. Like, not just, I don't mean that's their job, that's their career, but there's no such thing as a real American. They're all actors who are playing the role of an American.
okay,
That's where I think, genuinely, I'm like, because the only thing we see of Americans mostly is
it's
like the
Florida
TikTok
man.
stuff, Instagram stuff, Florida man fighting gators, and just someone's doing something wild for attention.
It's like all this stuff with Hurricane Milton, which was meant to be like this huge hurricane, and they're all just like making TikToks outside, like in the hurricanes. Like there's a Michael Jackson one where, like they're just out in the rain and getting a coat. Like, it's just like, I get it, it's quite funny, but they are just a different kind of people. Especially
It's gone too
Florida,
far
man.
a little bit. It's a
Yeah,
social experiment. It's gone a little bit too far, and it probably
yeah,
will
maybe,
backfire at some point. I still
probably.
want to see it though. Like, you gotta want to see it. Like, we've obviously, well, you did Thailand and then Vietnam. We were in Thailand intending to go to Vietnam. It didn't quite work. Yes, they are different places. They're different places, like within Southeast Asia, obviously Bali, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, all those. But there's only so long I could feel I could do in one spot before I think, right, let's just go to almost the complete opposite. Like,
Yeah,
let's do the winter, go be really cold for a bit. Like, we haven't seen a climate where daily it gets under 20 degrees in over a year.
yeah, it's
Which
nice.
is like,
Yeah, it's cold here. I get cold. Although it's getting warm in like 2 days' time. It's going to be like 14 degrees at night, which is not. At the
but
moment,
that's what I
it's
mean
like,
though. What I mean is, it's like it's okay. So Asia's amazing, Thailand's amazing, Bali's amazing. People just have a big smile on their face constantly, and there's something to that which you just can't you don't get that feeling from pictures. And there's a reason everyone goes there,
yeah,
but you have it for so long and think, okay, this is great. What else is there? Because like,
No,
obviously
I know.
you were Central America, South America, obviously around Europe, Greece and whatnot, and the different places, and then Asia. Is there a kind of a continent that sticks out to you where you want to go to next?
What is there left? There's
What's left?
there's Antarctica. No, I do want to do more of South America.
Where
Um,
didn't you go?
Most I only did Peru in South America.
Was it?
Um,
Oh yeah, you're Central mostly, wasn't it?
yeah, like Central is so fun. I think with South America you want to be a little bit older. I think you want to be more into you're kind of like hiking and being fully wanting to do outdoorsy stuff. Um, like a lot of it is, going to see glaciers and going into the Amazon. It's not as much from the, like what Asia and Central America be with party like every night and that side of things. I don't think South America is as much that. Maybe like Colombia and like Panama. Like one thing I do really want to do is it's called the San Blas Islands from Panama to Colombia or Colombia to Panama, which is like it's like a 7-day sailing trip where you go to these islands along the way. Like if you go between the two countries, and it's just meant to be
Wow.
so much fun. Um, that's one of the main things I want to do. That's something I do regret not doing. But I really, really want to go to Colombia. I want to spend like maybe a month and a half, 2 months there. Um, I'd love to do Brazil, to be honest. Like go into the rainforest
Yeah.
properly, spend some time there. I mean, Argentina would be cool, but apparently Argentina is not actually that good to go to. Everything's so far away, and apparently it's not even that much fun. I think Chile would be good. Bolivia, I was really close to, which I didn't do, which I'm a bit annoyed about because they've got the salt flats and everything. But I think South America is the one I do want to see a bit more of. Or there's
I
the
mean,
other part of Asia, right? Like Taiwan, the Philippines, Indonesia, I haven't been to, Malaysia, Singapore, like that kind of it. And the little islands. I want to go to like Vanuatu and Tuvalu, and those would be cool places to go at some point.
yeah. Because I get the impression you're similar to me in that regard, where when you go somewhere, you are more interested in like the people, the vibe, the culture, like how fun it is, what everyone's attitude is, and their lifestyle, more than you necessarily are just like the landmarks and the landscape. Because obviously it adds to it and it's part of it and it's great. But you're more intrigued by like what's fun to do here, what does everyone do like together as a group, especially in the hostels and traveling around
Yeah.
that way.
Well, we were saying the other day, weren't we? Like that's what generally I like. Well, I think what we match really well with traveling is we always want to be active at least. Well, at least if we don't have that much time in a place, we want to make the most of being in that place, which I think is really good. Like our third date was to Italy, like a week holiday to Italy. And, you think on a third date, it would be kind of, okay, really nice and just romantic, spent all the time together doing, like just walking the cities or like being at the beach. But we didn't really do any of that. We were constantly going out and doing stuff that we both really liked doing, which was, going Pompeii, doing Vesuvius, Herculaneum, getting drunk by the water and then going and getting pizza and, walking around Florence and like in the sunset. It's just like a perfect kind of thing where we both liked actually seeing the place we were in rather than just being there, if that makes sense. It's quite hard to,
Yes.
like, I don't like when people go on
I
holiday
understand that
and go to the
completely.
beach.
But
You know what I mean? Like, I think if you go
yeah.
on holiday, like if you go to the Amalfi Coast in Italy and you're just going to the beach, like what's the point? You've got just go to Cornwall, go to West Riding in the summer. It's the same. It's a beach. I think what I
I don't think
really
anyone's ever compared Cornwall to the Amalfi Coast.
mate,
But
Cornwall
I
is
get the sentiment.
beautiful.
I understand the
I
sentiment.
love
It is
Cornwall.
beautiful.
Cornwall was my favorite place on the earth. Um, but yeah, and then that's what we did in Asia, right? We were the same. Jenna would plan the traveling to, like, as in how we'd get to each place, where we'd stay. She would do that because she had her kind of what's the word? Not stipulations, but her prerequisites of what the room had to be. It had to be aircon. It had to have a double bed. Like certain things that she needed, which I'm super happy she did that because God, it was better staying in those places than like where I used to stay in Central America. Like that was great, and then I would sort out what we're doing during the day, which worked really, really well. Because to be honest, Jenna was really, really bad at thinking about what to do during the day. Like I think I said it to you once. I asked her like a couple of times. I asked her, "Can you like find a restaurant or something like to go for lunch or for dinner?" And at least 3 of the ones she found when we got there, they were closed or just like never existed. And I was like, "How have you managed to do that? Not once, not twice, but 3 times. How can you possibly manage to find somewhere that doesn't exist and take us there?" But
The
no,
two
we
places
had
you recommended for us were really nice. The
where was
first
it?
place
Like
in
that,
Chiang,
that
the
999, and
place
then the
in,
Chiang Mai Michelin
yeah,
star,
Koh,
and
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
really nice. So when she gets it right, she gets it really, really well. Oh, really, really, really right. Yeah.
No, well, that
So
was
like
all
it's
me. That was all me. Don't
oh, okay.
worry. Yeah, yeah. She wasn't allowed to do food after that. Well, how did you
It's a good
find the khao
partnership to have
soy?
though. Yeah. So we're in Thailand for so long, and I hadn't tried it the whole time because I think I had it once when we first got to Bangkok, and just must have been the place we went to, and it just wasn't very nice. And there
Mm,
was so many different things to choose from that I wanted to like try as well that I just
yeah,
didn't get back around to it. Little did I know that it was one of the nicest dishes, just at the wrong place, and it was
it's
fucking
so
phenomenal.
good, so good.
So
Especially in
so
that
good.
place, it's like what? How much? Like less than £2, and it's so nice.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Really, really
That's the
nice.
one
Like because
thing.
it's a northern Thailand dish as well. Like it's you don't really find it. You won't find it on the islands. Like you won't find it in Krabi, Yanang. If you can, like, you have to be up like in Chiang Mai to find it, and it is unbelievably good.
Yeah, they like that place. So they had the Michelin star, or the cheapest Michelin star restaurants you'll probably
Mm.
ever go to in your entire life,
Mm-hmm.
which is just ridiculous that you can get a Michelin star dish. Was it the crispy pork? The crispy pork with the
A bunch of them were, I think.
well,
The khao soy
either
was
way.
good.
I mean, yeah. So it was £2 for a Michelin star dish. Where else in
Mm.
the world would have a Michelin star and not just ramp up the prices to a ridiculous price? It's
Well, there
just
was one in
insane.
Hanoi. There was one in Hanoi, which was a duck restaurant, which we didn't go to. Like it was our last night. We just walked past and I saw it was a Michelin star place. And I thought maybe going there, but we ended up. I can't remember what we did. We got like some cheap banh mi's, which were awful. You know, have you ever had a banh mi? They
No,
don't do them in
wait,
Thailand, do they? It's the
it
like
was
main
banned
Vietnamese
something.
dish. Yeah, no, don't worry about that then.
So what
Um,
route did you take through Vietnam? Because you just mentioned Hanoi, and Hanoi was one of the spots I really wanted to go to. I don't particularly know why. I haven't seen much of it, but
it's
it just
cool.
struck out
It
as like
is
Hanoi.
cool. It is cool. It's obviously it's like kind of the main place in Vietnam, I think, that people want to go to. But we went from South Thailand to North Thailand, and then realized that we were on. Well, obviously it was different for you. We talked about this, but I was on my last day of my visa because we only had 30 days at the time. You got 45, even though you were 2 months later than us.
No, we had 60 days. It's at
60,
60
yeah.
days. They changed it
How that
to
works? Why did I
literally.
get 30 and you got 60?
It changed
But like
whilst you were there.
weird. So like in my passport it said that we had to be out of the country on the 30th, and this was the 29th, and you're like, oh my god, okay. So because we didn't realize, we forgot. So we have to do a 28-hour journey from Pai to Cambodia, and it was like bus, then wait 3 hours, then bus for like 10 hours, then wait, then bus for 10 hours, and we got there and got to Cambodia.
So
Siem Reap was
sorry,
sorry, go on.
just quickly, given Jenna's prerequisites, as you put it, with accommodations and facilities, how did she find the 28-hour sleeper trains, coaches, and buses?
No, she was fine on those. Yeah, she liked it because we would try and get like the VIP buses, which are because you're paying one extra £2 for like. I mean, they're all named VIP Gold and all this stuff. They're all pretty much the same, but she was fine on them. She used to like we would have on the sleeper buses. I was too long for them. She was kind of perfect size, and she would always want to watch. Like we were watching Ozark at the time, so she would always want to get in my pod and like lie with me watching Ozark. and it was
Fuck,
already
fuck
uncomfortable
off.
enough for me because I'm way too long. But no, it was very cute. But she was fine with those. I think the only she's a very good sleeper. We'll put it like that. So she's fine on any kind of transport. I'm the opposite. I'm the worst sleeper you'll ever meet. So it was horrible for me trying to sleep on these things. Like on the plane
Mm.
home, I'd had my motorbike accident and torn that ligament in my knee. So like I was like, it was so stiff every time I keep it in one position for more than like half an hour. So we had to go buy Valium in the local pharmacy and stuff so I'd be able to sleep on the way home. And Jenna doesn't need anything. She was out within 30 seconds, so it doesn't matter what she's like what
So
transport she's
frustrating,
on,
isn't it?
she's fine.
It's so frustrating.
No, I know. Like we had, I think we said it to you because you did the train on the C, like class B or whatever, class 2. What is it, class B with a C fan?
Yeah, two. It was like class 2 with a fan. It
Yeah,
wasn't
not
too much
good.
better than what
But
you
yeah, like
described.
you
But
that, and then we did the class 3, which is the cheapest one, and it's, yeah, like I said, it's a church pew, and like we're right by the toilets, it stinks, all the windows are open, it's so loud, the fan doesn't work above you. There's people sat next to you, like, and it's just, Jenna managed to sleep a little bit on that, and we ran it for 12 hours, and that's the worst journey like I've had in my life. I didn't sleep at all. I just sat on this church pew, like, my God. But she was fine because she sleep.
yeah. So then
But
from
anyway, yeah.
the one from
So yeah,
there to
that
Cambodia.
from no, that was from
There's from
Suratani to Bangkok actually. Because we wanted to save like 65 quid instead of getting a flight. It's just that was worth it, to be
it.
honest. Doesn't matter.
It adds up. It adds up when you're out there,
It really does.
as we
Like if you're
found
both
out.
spending 65 quid, it's 130 quid of your budget. But yes, we did Cambodia, and Cambodia was really good. We only managed to do like 6 days there because we realized, oh God, we need to have a good 3 weeks in Vietnam before our flight home. So we had to kind of rush through Cambodia. We did Siem Reap, which was really good. They've got Angkor Wat there, which is one of the, pretty sure it's a wonder of the world. Maybe
What is
it's
it
like a
again?
really famous temple. Um,
Mm.
it's really, really nice, like really nice. And we did the sunrise one, and like the guide was like, because it was monsoon season, the guy was like, yeah, you probably won't get a good sunrise. Like it's really unlikely at this time of year, just because it's so foggy in the mornings and all that, and like cloudy from the monsoon season. But we were like, let's just do sunrise because we'd rather get up early, do it, and then we can have a bit of a day to see the rest of the town, village kind of area. So we ended up going, and it started off being a little bit pinky. You know, you're there in like pitch black at first, and then it gets a little bit pink, and we're like, oh, is that it really? And then it was the most amazing sunrise like ever that I've ever seen, probably. Like the guide took a photo and replaced his photo that he already had on the phone with this one because it was so good. And we were just really, really lucky to get that day, because then we had a bunch of friends that went like the days after us, and they got just nothing, just to have. But that was really nice. And then Phnom Penh, where we did the killing fields and the genocide museum, which was it was a really good thing to do, because neither of us really knew anything about what had actually happened in Cambodia, and this was all similar to the kind of Vietnam War time, which like, do you even know anything about anything that happened in those places during that time, really?
We don't get taught much about it at all in the UK, do we?
No,
Like,
exactly.
we don't. You just don't hear about it. I've heard that a lot of tragedies happened, and it's still a very historical place, and I've heard
But I
it's
think,
supposed to have a very particular atmosphere
yeah,
when you're
and I
there.
think what we were really surprised about is you didn't realize how recent it all is. Like it was all in like the 80s and the 90s, and you're like, that's really, really not that long ago, but this was all happening. So like that was a good little insight to see. And then, yeah, and then we went into Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, did a pub crawl there. Like first night, we were like, we need a big night out. We haven't had one in a long time. But let's go. So we met some really nice people in our hostel. Did this pub crawl with them. And all right, the little story from the night. So we were pretty drunk. We went out to Walking Street, which is the big, like, it's the bar street where you've got all the strippers, like on the tables dancing. and all this, and everyone's like grabbing you, trying to bring you in, whatever. So we're with the hostel group, and we go to this bar. It's quite a cool place. Playing some darts. Like I say to one of the couples that were with, I say to the guy, like, "Alright, if I put my hand on the dartboard, will you put yours on afterwards for your girlfriend to throw?" And I said to Jenna, I was like, "Jenna, purposely miss, please." But Jenna like misses on purpose. I was like, "Alright, good." And if he puts his hand
It's like,
on, and
whoopsie.
but his girlfriend was the worst darts player I've ever seen in my life. She didn't hit a single, like while we were practicing, she didn't get a single one on the board. Like they were all on the wall, like around it. So he was like, "Oh, I'm probably safe." So he puts his hand on it. She nails him right in the middle of the hand, which was quite funny. So we're
Best shot
there,
she
and
had
then
all
we
day.
go. Yeah, she's so bad all day, and then she just nails that one. And then we walk to the pub street, and we like go to one bar. They're all like you have to buy a drink in each bar. To like that's just what they say.
Well,
There's
cruel. It's
one,
not
and
pub crawl otherwise, is it?
yeah, exactly. And then we go to the next one, and we go in, buy a drink. It's like me, Jenna, and like the two friends that we've made that we're like, or like three of us that we like got on really well with. And then some guy like comes over with a balloon, and he's like, "Do you want it?" We're like, "Yeah, all right, fine, we'll share one." It's whatever. And then we walk outside, and then everyone's just like starts going to me like, "Are you okay, Asher?" I'm like, "Yeah, fine." Like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What?
And then turns out I'd bought the balloon, taken with it, and then I just passed out straight forward onto the floor, like landed on the floor. I'm like out for like a minute. Some doctor ladies come over and it's like, "Yeah, you'll be fine," all this, whatever. And then, but all I remember is being in there, buying the balloon, and then walking out. And I'm like absolutely fine. In my head, nothing's happened at all. And everyone's like, "Yeah, you literally just passed out for like 2 minutes on the floor." But to me, it never happened because it didn't happen. All that happened was we walked in. I remember the DJ. I remember everything. I remember buying a drink. I remember buying the balloon. And then I remember walking straight out and then like to go sit outside. But apparently I missed 2 minutes of my life where I passed out on the floor. And
Your brain just shut up.
yeah, literally. And then just came straight back on. So that was a bit of a, weird one.
That
Yeah,
would
so that was
scare the
definitely that.
shit out of me.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because like in Bangkok, we were on Khalsan Road, like everyone's doing it. Like we saw this couple, they must have spent 100 quid just on balloons. And balloons were cheap. It's like ridiculous. And you know some of them are going to be a bit dodgy. Clearly, maybe the one I got was a bit dodgy. Or some, I don't know. But
It's not
yeah,
the
that was
most
literally
straight thing to do in the world, is it? Let's be honest.
no, 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 don't do it, kids. And then we went to the lap, which is kind of this like rural, like
Whoa.
little
You're
city.
moving on a little bit quickly here.
Yeah, well,
So, did you
taking
just
in.
carry on with the night out after that?
Yeah,
After
yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
blacked out for 2 minutes? Was this like near the end, or was it like, all right, we'll just carry on going?
No, it was just like 1:30, and then like, because those places only start at like half 12. That's when like the whole street starts getting busy. So this was like half
How was Ho
one,
Chi
and
Minh then?
then yeah, and
Compared
this
to,
is the whole
say,
of
Khao
it. Like
San Road or...
the whole of it is like that. Um, like Khalsan Road, nothing was going on until 1 in the morning. But yeah, so yeah, we carried on with the night. And then Jen and I got back at like 4. I don't know. And then the next morning we did the Mekong Delta tour, which was alright. It wasn't really anything to do. It wasn't that good. We just got caught on the Delta, like on the water. We got caught in a huge storm. I had to ram the boat into this island in the middle of the river for like 10 minutes waiting out this storm, like before we could actually see like anywhere we were going. Not me personally, but the boat driver. But that was quite good. Well, it was funny. Not worth the 3-hour drive there and 3-hour drive back.
Violently hungover? No.
Yeah, exactly. That was Ho Chi Minh. And then we did the tunnels as well. It was the Kitchi tunnels, which is like where they with the Vietnamese soldiers used to like stay underground while they'd fight the Americans. And that was really interesting. Like the tunnels are tiny. Obviously I'm a bit bigger than like the average Vietnamese guy. And like you'd see them, you'd like lift the lid, you'd have to get into the little like hole where they'd hide, like put the lid on. And I could hardly fit in that thing. And then like they would be in these places for like 3 months at a time, like undergrad 3 months at a time, and like we would be in there for 2 minutes, and it was like it was horrible. Like it was pretty horrible to be in there for that long. Especially moving through the tunnels. Like I'm 6'3" and trying to be on hands and knees moving through these tunnels, and it's boiling, like boiling hot. Which was it was an experience though, but it was nice. It was good to see. And again, like we don't know anything about the Vietnamese War, but to actually see what they used to do, how they used to kind of counter all the things from the Americans. Like this was quite interesting. Their shoes, they would make the shoes backwards so that it looked like they'd been walking in the opposite direction, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So
sick. That's cool. That's
yeah,
quite
so
smart.
like like with your shoes, obviously if you think like the footprint, like at the top of the footprint is your toes, they would have it the other way around. So that as they walk this way, their toes, it looks like they're walking that way. If that makes sense.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So then like Americans would like just walk the complete wrong way and not be able to find them. So that was really quite an
Typical
interesting
Americans.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. But it was really good. Good
I mean, it
thing.
puts it massively into perspective though, because I remember I went on a lads' holiday a couple of years back to to Krakow. Yeah, Krakow.
Yeah.
And we did the Auschwitz there, and we went on the first full day there. So we had
Hmm.
got there, flew there, had the night out beforehand. The next day we were like, right, we'll do it now. So we just know we're gonna get slowly worse and more tired throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like it's just so harrowing just to see that all this has happened. It's like whoa, massive. Like
Hmm.
apparently birds don't fly over Auschwitz. Birds don't fly over it at all. Like something in the air that they just don't like it. But
That's
then
just crazy.
from there,
Places and these things happen.
but from there though, the rest of the trip we were there, we were like, obviously for the next few hours for the rest of that day until we had a beer, we were like, shit, like this is a bit heavy.
Hmm.
But the rest of it, we were so happy afterwards. It was like properly makes you realize, shit, things could be really, really bad. Let's properly appreciate this now.
Yeah. Probably appreciate it with a beer.
Yeah, let's celebrate the lives of everybody and have some fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that is funny. Alright, let me think. What did we do after that? We went to Delat. I wasn't a big fan of Delat, to be honest. Jenna quite liked it. It was just like this countryside thing where you're meant to go and see like weasel poo coffee farms, like where they put the coffee beans in weasel poo and it makes it have a certain taste, which makes it really nice.
Did you try
What
it?
else was there? No, we actually didn't. Um, like there wasn't really much there. Not the place for me, to be honest. And then we went to the beach in Nha Trang because Jenna wanted to top up her tan because she said, if I've been in Asia and I don't come back with something of a tan, it doesn't look like I've been away. Plus she wanted to kind of, because I'd just obviously been in Australia, so I was somewhat tan. She was like, I can't come back less brown than you either. So Nha Trang was quite good. We did the Marble Mount. No, that wasn't there. That was literally just a day at the beach. Like we got there in the morning. We did like an overnight bus. Got there in the morning, had to take our bags to the beach, spend the whole day and evening at the beach, and then had to get a bus, like a night bus again the same day to Hoi An, I think. And Hoi An is beautiful. Like that's a definite
The
place you've got to
Hoyan's,
go.
is that more west of
It's
Hanoi?
it's completely on the coast, but
Yeah. Wait.
it's in the middle of Vietnam, like central Vietnam, but on the coast, if that makes sense. Hanoi's at the
Okay, yeah.
top,
I'm
Ho Chi Minh's
completely
at the
wrong.
bottom. Yeah, Ho Chi Minh bottom, Hoi An middle, Hanoi at the top. So like we were in Hoi An and it's got all the like it's famous for its lanterns. Like all the shops have to have a lantern outside. Like it's one of the laws of the city.
It's a lot.
It's a super touristy place and super famous. But it's really, really nice. Like especially in the evenings.
Yes, I remember because the big lantern festival which everyone copies around the world, that
Yeah.
is originally from Hoi An, and it's
There you go.
hosted it's in November every year.
Mm.
And that the also they do a few of them like every celebration they do some, but the big one, the
Yeah.
Lantern Festival, is in Hoi An every November, and that was one of my
Yeah.
prerequisites. Is that I want to be in Hoi An in November. I want to go to that
I
Lantern
think
Festival.
I think it would be really cool because they've got all the boats and a lot of, there's so many tourists, but they're all on the boats and they're letting off lanterns and putting them in the water. And it's just a really colourful and pretty city. Like the old town is really nice. Like like when you go to an old town like in Europe, like in Spain or in say like Rhodes in Greece, like it's just a nice area to be in. They've got like nicer ones. Like it's really beautiful buildings which are kind of inspired a bit by like European or French kind of influence, especially in Vietnam because they used to have the French before the Americans were there, but the French that kind of were in the country. So their buildings are like a mixture of Asian and like European influence, and they're really, really nice. Food was amazing. My brother had just been there before us and he recommended this pizza place because it's like the pizza is the biggest thing I've ever seen. Like it was absolutely massive and it's so cheap for the two of us. So like we went there twice in 2 nights because we were like, we just
And you're saying how big? How big are we talking? Say
like
40-inch?
the biggest pizza you've ever had and double it. It was massive. Like I can't I have a photo of it. I'll send you a photo after this, but it was huge. And then what are we doing here? There was a Mr. Bean bar, which is quite funny. Like I don't know why they theme it over Mr. Bean. There's a lot of weird bars there actually. Oh, we did cooking class, and have you ever seen those things where you're in like those baskets on the water and they spin it around really quick? Have you seen those
Yes,
things?
yes, I've seen the
Yeah, that's where
videos.
they do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so we did that. That was quite a good experience. And the
Wait, so
cooking
did they put
class was
you in it?
nice. Yeah, you're
Did he
in,
put
and they
you in
spin
the?
it around really quick.
What, have you got a video of that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
send
send
it
you
over.
over.
I want to see. I want to see that. Send it over.
And then so that was Hoi An. We liked it. I think it's too touristy to stay there for that many nights. Like I think 2-3 nights is great, but I think if you're going any more than that, you're just like you're seeing the same thing every night. It's a good experience, like a good atmosphere to be in at night, but not for like 5 nights.
Yeah,
So we
I
did that,
found
and
that
then we
with
went.
a lot of some of the places in Thailand where they're amazing places, but you don't need to spend too much time there.
No,
Like
yeah, I agree.
Bangkok being the big one. Obviously, Bangkok's a big one, and it's like Khao San Road, and everyone talks about it. It's one street.
It's not actually that
Uh,
great, is it?
it's it's the same as every other big
Mm-hmm.
tourist. I
Mm-hmm.
imagine, like, say, go.
Back
So I
in
had a
the
guest
day,
on. I had a guest on a few months ago, and he was talking about how the tourism's changed everything for it. It's like, would you have it any different? I don't think the people locally would like they do it for a reason. They're so much better off having the tourists there, even though
mm-hmm.
it does kind of diminish the culture. Because I keep seeing videos now that we're in Bali of what it used to look like in the 90s. And I'm
Yeah,
like, holy shit. Like, comparing that to now
yeah.
and how quickly, and I don't know if you've seen the thing of the road off Canggu, the really famous road with the rice paddies either side, and it's a famous backpacker road. About
Okay.
10 years ago, there was nothing there. And people are just famous for it's a really busy road. There's tuk-tuks, mopeds everywhere, and everyone just always falls off. And if it falls off the side, it's a big cliff off
Mm-hmm.
the side. So, like, a lot of people get injured every year just falling off. And you've just got to abandon it there because there's no way you're getting the moped
Yeah.
back onto the road. There was a video of somebody driving down that road 5 years apart. And from what it was to what it is now, it is just
Made it.
unrecognizable. It is ridiculous. And it's like, it kind of saddens you a little bit. But the people are still, it's like, because I was thinking there's people here now who have lived through all of it. It's not like we're just seeing
Yeah,
these
I've
kind of
seen the
places
change.
now. It's not like it's happened over a long period of time. It's just happened straight away. They went
Mm-hmm.
from picking, like, in the rice paddies, working the farms, to trying to sell you a bracelet.
Well, it's similar to you went to Koh Phi Phi, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't go, but Jenna did. But you look at the photos of the difference because it's a super small area, right?
Mm.
Like there was nothing, and then just suddenly it's just beach thing. Like, I think that's a very similar kind of thing as to what you're saying. But
TP
yeah,
reminded me a lot of Lindos in a way. It was like Thailand's answer to Lindos in Greece, where it's
Mhm.
all really tight, narrow, maze-like streets all the way through.
Thailand is
You just go
crazy.
from
I
one
love
side.
it.
Yeah, you get from one side where all the boats land, get there, and then the other side is just where the whole party beach is. It was like a mini Koh Phangan in a way. The beach was in the evening, so it was really nice.
Yeah.
I loved it because we stayed in a really nice place where we had a perfect view of the sunset and the beach, and it was a bit elevated. We had a pool right there, the porch. It was like, this is it.
It's the thing,
Nailed it.
I didn't get enough sunsets. Because Vietnam, you're always on the east coast. Thailand, you only would get them in the islands. Because that's nine.
I'll
That was one
send
of
you
my
where
main
we
things.
are. I'll send you a picture of where we are at the moment in Kuta. So I don't know if you know the layout of Bali, but it's obviously the Denpasar where the airport is, and it's just one
Mhm.
big coastline up the west coast, and it's perfect surf, like sandy beaches all the way along. There's just beds, chairs, there's surfboards everywhere,
Mhm.
non-stop. And so like everyone goes out and surfs in the evening, and it's a perfect, massive sun, red sunset every evening. We took
Yeah, it's
Izzy out
nice.
for it yesterday. It's absolutely beautiful. We have
It's
Kuta
nice.
where we are, Seminyak, Canggu, further up along the coast. So we've
Hey, you're local now. You
after
know
having
it.
been here long enough, after having the east coast of Sydney for so long, and then traveling around, like I do think I'm a more of a sunset than a sunrise kind of person now.
Oh, I am for sure.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful,
No, I
beautiful.
know, but that was, that was a huge thing for me doing Central America. I made it a thing where I had to like see the sunset every night. Like it is my favorite time of the day, and I just didn't get to see the actual sun go down in Australia, and hardly got to see it go down in Asia. Um, and but I used to love it. Like I remember in Peru, it was this. We were right on the coast, um, and there was this little church at the top of this like hill, and I used to go up with my book and have friends, and or I'd bring a friend from the hostel, just go and sit up there and you'd watch the sun go down. It's so nice. And like, yeah, people surfing in the background, and like that was perfect. I had that in Guatemala, had it in El Salvador, in Nicaragua, in Honduras, and it's like, my God, like that's how I want to live. Just have that at the end of my day. Right now, what do I have at the end of my day? Freezing cold. I've got nothing but freezing cold.
So would you not want to do the West Coast then? Because you say you're going back to Sydney. Would you not want to? I know obviously you've got your connections, you've got the work, you've
That's the
got.
big thing for me is I like a combination of I know people out there, like in Sydney already. Uh, I know where I can work. I
Well, you didn't when you
love,
first went,
pardon?
and you made it work. You didn't when you
Yeah,
first got there, other than
yeah, exactly.
myself
Yeah, I know.
and Katie.
But like I know people, I know work. I love the beaches. Like I think it's the perfect combination of beach and city because don't get me wrong, Perth might be similar, but I think Perth is just a smaller city than Sydney. And I like how Sydney feels vaguely like London to me. Like there's a little bit of London feeling in there. And obviously I'm from very close to London, so London is the city that I most associate myself with. And it's my favourite city in the world. So I like having that kind of feel of London in Sydney, if that makes sense. Like it's similar, going out is similar as it would be in London. The kind of main built-up area is similar to London. It's very easily accessible. I love the fact that I'm a big fan of the Sydney Swans. I can go watch them.
Yes,
Obviously, it took years to go see them.
love
Like
that.
there's
Didn't
just a
see it
lot.
enough.
I know. Well, I loved it. It was so much fun. But like, there's a lot that I do really like about it, and I want to go and just be in the right place rather than where I was.
Did you ever get to go into your boss's box at the Swans or not?
No, no, never did. But I just got a load of free tickets anyway, and I would rather not. I know it'd be good to experience one, so that's what we were saying. Like,
Mm.
I'm not
The
someone
atmosphere
that's
is what it's
built to
there
go
for.
in a box, but to just go in the street would be fun one time. Um, but I like the kind of just being in the general admittance area, being like with people that actually are there as fans for the for the team. It's just a really like good thing, especially the general admissions is right on the field. Like, you know where we were, you're right there. You're
Oh
not
yeah,
way up
100%.
back. Like, you know, if you're at a football game, your cheap tickets, which is what the general admittance things for the Swans was, like the same price. You're miles at the back of the
Yeah.
stadium, like nowhere near.
And
But there, you're right on it.
the benefit as well, I do think with when it comes to Aussie rules, especially comparing that to the atmosphere of a football match, there's so much cynicism around the football match. Like every single thing that goes wrong for your team, there's everyone just starts hurling abuse and shit
Mm-hmm.
constantly. And that's part of why a lot of people love it, and I get that. I was part of that for a while. It's like it's good to rant about your team. It's good to have the ups and lows with your team. But it just seems like obviously the Swans are a good team. They don't lose very often.
Yeah.
But at the same time, nobody seems to like be pissed off at all. Every single
No,
person in that atmosphere is cheering, singing, banging the
but
clackers and shit like that.
yeah, and I think a lot of
It's
it,
so nice.
yeah, a lot of it was you would just talk with the person next to you, like the game's going on, but you've just got a lot of beer, you're drinking, you're having a nice time chatting, and that was what I really liked about it as well, was because the pitch is massive, right? It's the cricket field, that's what they play on. It's so big, you can't see anything going on down the far end
Bigger.
properly. Like it's huge, you can't see anything happening. So you're like just like while the action's all down the other end, you've just got to chat to your like your mate that's next to you, and I do like that. It's not as like you don't have to be as invested as you are, say, at a football match. You're there because it's a good place to be. You're in the sun. It's a great atmosphere. You can just walk and grab a beer any point you like. It's
Yeah,
nice.
no, it's good. I would love to have seen more of it. I could properly see myself getting stuck into this AFL lifestyle.
I think you'd like it. I think you would. It's well, if we're both there in January, I'll try and get us tickets, as many as we can. It's just a really good. It's an expensive day. I mean, like ticket $40.
Is there a day out in Sydney which isn't expensive though?
So it goes to the beat. But even then, actually, once you buy Barbie food, once you buy drinks, you still spend the money. That was some of my favorite actually things that we used to do. Like the one I loved the one we did with you, me, Katie, and Archie. That was really a really good day.
That was great. Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit of a story there. Well, that was just really, really nice because it was also a time where I first probably got to know Katie because I hadn't really, like I was only in Greece with her for like a week, so I didn't really get to meet her. And that was my last week back in her first week, so I didn't really get to meet her there much. And then obviously we went for the drinks at the hotel, which was really good. But that was like a time where I just remember me and Katie getting on really, really well. And it was just really, really nice. So I really liked that. And then it was, you guys got to meet Archie, who was a good friend of mine from there.
Archie's such a good lad. Such a
Yeah,
good lad.
what were we doing? Were we playing Uno or something?
We're playing cards and just drinking wine.
Cards, yeah.
That honestly, that is by far like my favorite part of Australia on the whole. And I think that doesn't matter where you are as long as you're on the coast. Is
For
that
sure.
kind of atmosphere where everyone just goes to the park, has a beer, has some food. They have all the birthdays at the park or on the beach. It's honestly, so I don't know if you came over around Christmas, but even just periodically, they have massive festivals on these small parks. And do you know when you have like the street parties in the UK, like the coronation parties and that kind of stuff, where before our time, they used to be massive. Like everyone would bring something, everyone would come along, and everyone from the whole community would be there.
Yeah.
That is so alive in Australia in particular, and I absolutely would just love the idea of that is what I want to be with all my mates, all my family, all the kids, all the pets.
Mate,
just go out, have a barbecue. It's perfect.
Well, that's what I'd love. Like if we're there at the same time and say Robbie's out there as well, it's just let's go to the beach, have a barbie. But it's summer as well. Like, we started trying to do it when it was getting into winter and being colder, and it was dark at 5:30 and 6, and you're like, God, it used to be getting dark at like 10, and so nice. But I did really, really love those days.
Well, I mean, I asked you earlier what you wanted to do more of when you go back, and I mean that's because of being in the van the first time round. I do feel we missed out on a bit. Well, it wasn't that we missed out on it; we just didn't partake in it as much because it was such a hassle to get anything done in the van.
No,
But to
I
have a
can get that.
base,
Yeah.
have a place where we can call home, have mates around, and then
Yeah.
leave and come back and just have that comfort and have that peace of mind that it's like, okay, it's not going to be a ball ache to do anything when we get back home. Just be able to
Mhm.
actually live the lifestyle just more presently, I think is just going
Yeah,
to be perfect.
definitely.
Even if it is for a
Yeah.
month or two, it's like, it's going to be so good.
Definitely. But I think you guys were right on the beach anyway. So it was like it's right there for you. For me, I lived in Mossman. I lived in a house with 10, 11 people. My nearest beach was Balmoral. You know, you came and we had that run in the morning, then coffee. That was really nice. Doing that, I really, really like that. Because for me, it was, okay, I've got to get to the beach. Or if I'm going to go to, say, you guys, I've got to go all the way to Freshwater, Manly. I have to kind of make a bit more of a day of it, which is why I'd like to do, be at the beach,
Oh, we
then
did.
go
We
barbecue.
did.
But and then for you guys, it's just really nice and easy. You know, just step out of the van, let's go for a swim. Like everything's just right there for you. Which I was jealous of that in a sense.
It had
I
its
can't say I was
moments.
jealous of the like making food every night out the back of the van and doing all of that. I think fun at first, and I think it could get a little bit tedious every night.
You know,
Which is why you make
it
Mackie
just
so.
rained. Yeah, it rained so much more than we were expecting. I had no idea
They
how
said it's the
much of a
wettest
wet
winter they've
climate
had.
Sydney is. It was
No, they said it's
ridiculous.
the
And then,
wettest
so
winter.
yeah, so like having to do everything and then get into what effectively became our home became our bed.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were out and it was raining at all, it was just going to be miserable. It's like
Yeah.
it got it. I'm not going to lie, it got to us in the end. It did. But at the same time, as an experience, something you look back on, it's like fucking hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like to be able to
They've
tell your
been around
grandkids one
for.
day, it's like, yeah,
Well, how long were you in it?
I wouldn't
9
want to do it
months?
again. 9 months, yeah, 9 months, and it's like, nah, not anymore, not anymore. Now we've been in the hotels with like AC
Yeah,
and comfy
exactly.
beds. It's like,
You're living nice now.
yeah, living
I think the other thing I do
nice.
want to do if I'm out there again is I really do want to join a run club. Because before I left to go to Sydney, I was really into running. I really, really liked it. And then when I got out there,
Did
I
you
was
ever get
still,
runners high?
well, probably, but not to the extent of what I imagine it. Like what I envision runners high of being, like being super euphoric after running. Well, I don't get like that, but I'm in a good mood after running. So I suppose I
Yeah.
do. But it's not like I die for this feeling. It's like, oh yeah, that felt quite good. Because all the time, I'd run and then I'd go jump in the sea straight after, and then I'd just lie there and read my book for like half an hour, and just dry off, and then go home and then go back to work. But like running is definitely something I do want to get back properly into. I can't do it at the moment. I would be doing it at the moment, but I've still got my injured knee, so I can't. But there was this, it's called Surfside Social, which they do runs on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. But I used to work on Saturday morning, so I couldn't do it. But I do really want to go and do that. That's in Manly. And they do load of like social events as well. They always do like barbecues kind of every 2 weeks and all this. So it's just a really nice kind of environment I do want to get to be a part of. And that'd be people around Manly as well. So it's easy to meet people through that. So that's something I do really want to do. The one in Bondi is 5 a.m. Absolutely not. It's 5 a.m. run, then swim, then coffee. To be fair, you've done everything before 7 a.m. But Jesus Christ, I'm not starting at 5. No way.
But those run clubs look so cool though. From when you see them on the
Yeah.
socials and stuff. Oh, it's just all the mates get together for it, and then they all go for a coffee when the sun's like still coming up. It's not peak heat yet. Before you've gone to work, it's just I hate this expression,
nice.
but it is just a vibe. It is just a vibe.
Well, there's one that does it. I think it's the Kirribilli one, which was near where I am. They would run over the bridge at sunrise every week, which is a very cool thing. Because I never took you there. There's a really, really good spot just on one side, not on my side of the bridge, but on the city side of the bridge, which is really good for sunset and for sunrise. Definitely should have taken you there one time, but I'm pretty sure they like start there and then run across the bridge and do all of that. There's one in central Sydney which has like 400 people every week do it.
That's a bit
So
much though, isn't it?
yeah, but like it's
I'd
like
say
5 a.m. 400 people running through Sydney.
Oh my, like a fun run every single day.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Michael Scott
I
Paper
mean, I can
Company
imagine
runs
like
the course.
about 20 people also concurrently,
That's
so
what
like at the
the
same
one in
time.
Miami is.
People come and go. That'd be nice. Because did you ever do the walk from Manly to Kilkeel?
No.
So that's like a really nice coastal walk, and people run it as well. But it's a little bit more, I won't say treacherous, not treacherous, but it's not like just a solid straight path.
Yeah.
It's straight up.
Not
It's just
not like the
more.
Bondi to Fiji one.
No. That was nice as well, though. That's a really nice
Yeah,
one.
that is nice.
But it's just not as built up, the pavements and stuff. So there's people running on there, and at certain times of day, it's just absolutely spectacular.
Well, I think it's just that whole area is so nice. Like I played golf on Colorado, like at sunset pretty much, and it reminds me, you know, when we were in Rhodes and the sun would be setting and you'd look out to the water because the sun was set on the other side of us. You'd look at the water and you get like the different colors coming up from the water. Like it'd be like pink and then like yellow then green. And it was the exact same out there, and it was so nice. Like I just want to be like either playing volleyball on the beach at that time, or having a barbecue, or swimming, or running, or doing something. That's what I want it to be. Like now I know what I've done. I want to know, but I want to go and do what I want. Like I want
Yeah.
the life to be. So that's the
Now you've experienced. Yeah, it's the same with me. It's now we've experienced a generalized view of Sydney and what it's got to offer. Now we can actually go back and focus on the things that we really want to do. It's like, right, this was really, really cool. Give me more of this, please.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm saying,
I'm excited
I've
for it,
got
man.
10%
I'm really
left,
excited
man.
for it.
I've got
So
10%
we'll wrap
left.
it up now, but yeah, I'm really excited for it. I mean, just see that beautiful face of yours again. Back out on the
Definitely.
beaches. It'll
In
be nice.
person, yeah, I know.
January can't come
We'll
soon
try
enough,
and make it
man.
happen. We'll see what happens. I never really have an idea, do I? What I'm doing.
Well, me and Katie were talking, and it's
Love Island House.
if we do, we were looking this as in, okay, me and her together. Robbie and his girlfriend are also out there, or will be out there. You'll be out there. It's one piece of this puzzle missing, and if she's listening to this, I'm sure she will do. She can make a lot of dreams come true, and have a nice
she can also
family
break a lot of
house
kids'
on the beaches.
dreams. She'll break a lot of kids'
There's-
hearts dreams by leaving.
You got to break a few dreams to make a few dreams, haven't you? So
No, I think what she's doing is great, and I think she said in 2 years' time, she'll maybe come on out. So we'll see what she's doing at the time.
No, we love you, Jenna. You're doing great work.
Yeah. All right. She got a little feature at the end. That's that. Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure, mate.
Yeah, of course. I'm absolutely starving, and we've been going for a bit, so we'll wrap it up there before your phone dies.
All right.
Have a great day, man.
You too, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me.